Hug this wall. Come on. Come on, don't set me down. Don't do it. Don't you do it. I'm fine. Whatever. Still no. Is there some sort of higher road I can take? Some larger calling? Still, the answer is no. Can I sprint? I can't even see my legs, let alone sprint. I got them ghost legs. So. Oh, I forgot to mention. I'm now on a different show, so if you folks want to see me live-ish, you can watch Thoughts from a TV Geek. You can find that at thoughtsfromatvgeek.com, where I host my own little section of the show, my own little piece of the sky called Thoughts from a Podcast Geek, where I talk about all the podcasts I really enjoy. Up here and take a path that I didn't see before or something? Some sort of double backing thing. Okay, we're gonna go up this way, gang. Off we go to Neverland. With wind whips and wails.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
Interesting. Oh. Hi, Maitika. Thank you for coming.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh. I quote directly: "A motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most God-forsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
Perhaps. I feel like this channel has become less of a sleepy time thing. It's slowly becoming one of those ASMR channels. I feel like I missed something. I keep like going to sprint, but there is no sprint button, only zoom. Every time I see these like stones, it looks like a person. It's just a little bit disconcerting. Just a little bit spoopy. Is there nothing? Okay. I was thinking there might be some way for me to get up. There is not. There's a fence there that I was unaware of. So, I've been doing something different when I've been heading to sleep lately. I've been turning on this, this audio of a raining, I'm sorry, words are failing me at the moment. It's a train ride with rain pattering against the window. So, I mean, out of all the modes of transportation, car rides, walking, I don't know what it is, but I've always enjoyed trains the most. Because there was some sort of, I don't know, security on the train.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Now I'm being introduced to Paul. Okay. Cave, it looks like the very wind itself wants us to go into this cave. So how about we do it?
I threw my arms wide and the cliff opened out before me, making this rough home. I transferred my belongings from the bothy on the mount and tried to live here instead. It was cold at night and the sea lapped at the entrance at high tide. To climb the peak, I must first venture even deeper into the veins of the island, where the signals are blocked altogether. Only then will I understand them, when I stand on the summit and they flow into me, uncorrupted.
That looks kind of like a nerve. And more chemistry. sell, like a riboflavin or something. I don't know what riboflavin look like, mind you. That seagull is the first living thing that I've seen so Wait. What? Wait, what? Oh, okay, so it just double backed on itself, and I didn't even know this. Oh, it was just back into the cave. Okay, alright. Let me out. I get it. I'm an idiot. And I didn't even realize that it double backed on itself. But come on. Work with me here. How good this music is. I feel like, if I remember correctly, we're starting to near the point where the game starts screwing with you.
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
Some sort of standing stones. Golly, sorry everyone, we're going to take a brief 5-minute break, and we shall be back in a moment. Here, I'll let the wind just play for you.